It is time to talk about the racism of the Jews. By the way, the Quran says, oh, sorry, I mean, the Muslim, they says that the Jews are racist. Even they say they are the chosen people of God. But this is exactly what the Quran says. All those verses you see in the screen, it says that Allah, He favored the Jews upon all mankind. Let us take the first one, just for an example. So the Jews are racist because they believe that they've been favored upon all mankind. Even the Quran says Allah favored them more even the genie. You know genie in the ball? Jack Shalom from Jerusalem, he is more favored than the genie. But remember, the one who say they are chosen people of God, they are racist. So who is the racist here? Why Allah favored the Jews? Children of Israel. So the Jews are quoting the Quran properly, not the Bible? Brother and sister, the dude at that time, they were told them by Allah. But dudes are different from the dude today. So when they want to be chosen by God is okay. Favored by God upon all mankind is okay. But not today. Because now you are not a Muslim. It's time to kill you.
Get loud.
If we type the
Guitar
word
Center.
stabbing, we will find what? We will find nothing but stabbing, 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 stabbing. Done by who? Stabbing,
Honey,
done.
were you just finding?
So is it okay to stab a Jew? I mean, the guy walking in the street, and this is not only now, like if we type, you see, I just changed the search engine to be in the last, only just 24 hours. And you will find many stabbing happened. And who is stabbing who? A Muslim, not a Christian, not a Christian Palestinian. Muslims, by the way, are not Palestinians. Those, if you ask any of them, they will say they are Arab. And the second you say you're an Arab, you cannot be so-called Palestinian. As simple as that. You cannot. Arab is the one came from the desert of Arabia. Is Palestinian from there? So as you see, stabbing. If we change the search engine, we type only stabbing in Jerusalem, but we change the filter from just last 24 hours to endless. You will find in this result. I just changed, the filter, and as you see, stabbing all over the place. 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 2 days ago, 2 months ago, 1 day ago, it doesn't matter. It's always stabbing. And who is the victim? It is a Jew. And then they say to you that those Israeli, they build a wall. And not only that, now we hear many Jews asking to isolate all those Arab, between two words, Arab, to quotation, out. Okay, do you blame them? I mean, you are stabbing them. You will see a Muslim woman stabbing a bunch of her children. So what do you want them to do? If they let you live with them, you kill their children. If they kick you out, you cry and say they are racist. Few days ago, we heard the news saying that the Israeli, they kicked thousands of Palestinians who work in Israel. And look how unfair. They give you a job. You support your family, even though that you are their enemy supposedly. And now you are killing their children, celebrating their death, stabbing them in the street, and still you want to have a job in Israel, paid by the Jews. And then you will see the media says, disgusting. Those poor Palestinians. What's wrong with this word? So I hire you to work for me, then I turn my back, you stab me, and then I pay you a salary, and I should not be worried about having you in my shop or in my office or on my building. And when they kick them out, you see, the Israeli, they don't want war. They don't hate Palestinians, otherwise they will not give them jobs. I mean, have you ever heard of somebody hates somebody, he give him a job? Why there's thousands of Palestinians working for the Jews if the Jews are the enemies? And why the Jews, they hire the enemies? So when they hire you, you want to kill them. And when they kick you out, they don't want to hire you. Disgusting. Human right. Where is the human right? And now, let us see who is the one building the walls. All of us, we heard the filthy propaganda in the United Nations. And we heard Arab leaders and Erdogan and the Muslims from around the world speaking against the crimes of Israel.
As rules.
מי שהגדיל לעשות הוא ראש ממשלת סקוטלנד, השר הראשון,
This
שאף
guy,
הציע
he
לפלסטינאים
invited
להגיע לארצו.
all the Palestinians, because simply all his wife family are there, to come to Scotland. So he want to bring,
to those who are caught up in these terrible.
he want to invite 2 million Hamas supporters, which is mean Hamas, to Scotland. Good for you, Scotland. I'm so proud of you. You are so happy. I'm sure you will enjoy having them. I mean, they will teach you how to make rockets in your schools. So now he is telling them he is welcoming them. And same we heard from Erdogan. But somebody decided to check out how truthful this is. Is it true that the Muslim leaders themselves, they say something in TV, and in reality they don't want it to happen? So I believe it's a Jewish person who called the embassies of Scotland, or the consulate, and the embassies of Erdogan, Turkey, so-called Turkey, which is not a true country. Turkey is based on occupation of other people's land. The Greek, the Armenian, the Kurdish, the Syrian, you name it. So they call them as they are Palestinian to check if they want to take them as with the promise. What happened?
Attacks.
This is the
גם אמיר
scumbag of
קטר,
Qatar.
שמממנת את חמאס מזה שנים ארוכות,
he too
הביע
should
דאגה
support,
כנה
you know,
לאזרחי הרצועה.
أشقائنا
bringing
الفلسطينيون
people
يعيشون
for that.
ظروفا عصيبة
But he
تفوق
will not
التصور
really accept.
ولا يجوز السكوت عن
He
القصف
want them to
الهمجي
stay
غير
there,
المسبوق.
dying for him.
יצאנו לבדוק עד כמה העולם
now,
באמת אמפתי כלפי העם הפלסטיני, והאם
we
מעבר
are going to
לנאומים
make
חוצבי להבות,
like
היו
a
מעוניינות
call
המדינות האלו
to
לקבל אליהן פליטים
Scotland.
פלסטינאים.
And whoever like those European countries, they say they want to take
Hello.
them.
Hi. I'm a
I mean,
leader of
many
a
of them, they
village
say
in
they
the
will
south
take
of
them.
Gaza Strip.
But the
My name
second
is
you
Amir.
call them,
We're interested
they say we cannot take
in coming to Scotland as refugees.
התחלנו בסקוטלנד, לאור הבטחות
Nobody
ראש
wanna
הממשלה.
take them.
היינו בטוחים שידאגו
Why?
לנו למסלול הגירה מזורז.
Nobody can
I
explain.
heard your minister.
Yes.
Humza Yousaf.
Humza Yousaf. Yeah. There is nothing set up yet. So it depends how the situation changes. It's a legal situation, so it's not something that I can advise on. So there's no guarantee of being in Scotland unless accommodation was paid for privately.
Can I have a contact number of someone that I will be able to contact with him in the close future?
To be honest, there isn't a person that you'd be able to contact outside of those hours. It's quite a strict policy.
Now we go to
אחרי האכזבה
Erdogan, the
מהסקוטים,
hero Erdogan.
המשכנו לטורקיה,
He
ובדקנו
promised to take
האם
them
התמיכה
too.
הבלתי
He
מעורערת
said,
של
sorry,
ארדואן
he
ושל
said he
ההמונים
defend
ברחובות
them,
באה
he
לידי
loved them,
ביטוי
he
גם
support
במדיניות
them.
ההגירה.
But
If
he
we
will not
come
accept
to
one of them to
Turkey, we
come.
will have a way out of Gaza. It's automatic to be a refugee in Turkey?
No, this line, the line you have called right now is a status for the people who are under temporary protection in Turkey.
We need protection. The Israelis are bombing us.
Actually, I'm not the expert on this side of the protection on the Palestinians and other people in Turkey right now.
So, Mr. Schwan, we don't have services outside of Turkey, actually.
Is it possible for us to come to Turkey as refugees?
You can, but I cannot suggest you anyway. We don't know about the visa procedure at the moment. Give any guarantee for that.
אמנת הפליטים, הפרשנות הקלאסית.
Conclusion: Erdogan love you as long you are dying there. The Prince of Qatar love you as long you are dying and fighting the Jews there. All of them, they love you, support you on the stage, but none of them want one single one of you in their land, because they knew what you will do. You will bring chaos to their land. They want you to make chaos there, not here. Share the video and tell the world, should the Jews build a wall or they should not build a wall? Because Muslims already build wall. No Palestinian can enter any Islamic countries. Egypt have borders with Gaza. They close it. They don't let even a single person go through for years and years. So who is the one building the wall around so-called Hamas, Palestinian Hamas? You tell me. Is it the Jews or the Arab and the Muslim don't want them? If you remember, when those poor from, they call them the Rohingya something, they came to Malaysia, they came to Indonesia as refugees, they kicked them out, they throw them in the ocean. When the government of Myanmar kicked out those Muslims, they seek refuge. And according to Myanmar, those refugees or those Muslims are very, very bad. I don't know, I've never been there. It might be true, it might be false. But how and why Muslims who cry for Muslims don't accept Muslims and treat them way worse than the Buddhist? I mean, at the end of the day, the Buddhists are Buddhist. Muslims don't want Muslims. Muslims treating Muslims like shit. And they are asking the Jews to treat the Muslims with respect. Erdogan, to make the Turkish people who hate the Muslim Syrian to death, he started deporting Syrian to Syria. And he closed the borders on them. And he stole the money which is coming as assistance from Europe. He put it in his pocket. He gave nothing to the refugees. My friends, all those scumbags, they say something and they do the opposite, including all those they call themselves Muslim leaders. Not a single one of them will give a visa to a Palestinian. Not Saudi Arabia, not Egypt, not Qatar. Qatar only take the leaders of Hamas so they can use them as a powerful tool, but they will not take the Palestinians. Not Turkey. Nobody. And you ask yourself why. Thank you very much for watching. Share the video. And thank God I don't live in a Muslim country, because I don't like to live in a land of peace and mercy and human rights, because Muslim countries are very well known with all kind of human right branches, like torturing branches, throwing you from the top of the roof branches, stabbing you branches, burning you alive branches, putting electricity in your anus branches or your private part branches. They have all the technology of torture, but none of technology to make you happy. Thank you, and God bless you.